What's up, everybody? Welcome to part 2 of this full moon in Sagittarius. Let me tell you guys, this is such big energy and spiritual that we are not only looking at the tiny details of the bigger picture of our lives, but in detail spiritually. And what is the silent life I hear, or... And this was the collective, right? And guess who received this card as their card? Take a guess and write a comment below. We're going to start off where we left off at Cancer and go to Pisces, and we'll figure it out. Alright, so Cancer. Cancer received the Queen of Swords in reverse. Now, right away, I feel as though you have some kind of Gemini placements with a malefic planet, like an opposite. First off, the Queen of Swords. Like I always say, these are your readings, so use your intuition when deciphering these messages. All core cards are usually people. If they're not people, their situation. If it's not like you, it's somebody in your life, something like this. Definitely got to use your intuition. But when it comes to the Queen of Swords, most likely she's a person, or, and the Swords is all about air, right? So we have this female or feminine energy. If you're a male, it could be your feminine side, like you're using your intuition, and you think of swords is our thoughts and intellect, our plans and our mental, how we deal mentally. Now with this Queen being in reverse, she has knocked off her throne. It's almost like we can't think straight, or our communication is confusing, or perhaps there's a lot of arguments going on around this full moon time. Perhaps we are dealing with a mega. Now, queens, especially this Queen, is very good at communication, and she is very thoughtful and helpful, compassionate. She's good by herself, but when you flip her upside down, it's like her kindness, her words that they usually normally heal are now hurting. Perhaps we have to look into the past of messages that we ignored before. We have to really pay attention to that. Perhaps being outdoors around water with our eyes closed, meditation will help. It seems as though we are high up and we need to be grounded at this time. Gemini's reading will help you. Thank you, Cancer. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you resonate. On to Leo. Leo received this 5 of Swords. Perhaps this time, this full moon time, it's going to be so much mentally. I feel a lot coming from Cancer, so maybe Cancers will help us because they had a lot of mental, but this is like someone is trying to tell you something and you're tired of hearing it, or you want it to stop. It's like you're holding your head as in pain. Perhaps headaches are a big thing with this, and I see these lights. Perhaps this geomagnetic storm is going to affect you in your mental or in your thought process, your the way you feel or think. I think this is definitely going to affect you. You know, I see these lights coming off. Fives are always like complications and like a confusion, so perhaps there is like a mental complication or something that we are, you know, stressed about. Alright, so yes, limiting your screen time. I hear limiting your screen time. Not having fear, like don't worry, like don't put too much stress into the next day. I guess that could be kind of hard. Instead of saying not to, how about I say do be in solitude. Do you want to step out of your body or step out of your mind and almost like give it to God or ask for help, because that's the only way you're going to receive it. Is if you ask for help. Okay, thank you, Leo. Don't forget to subscribe. On to Virgo. Wow, Virgo. You received this beautiful, colorful Ace of Wands. So, wands are all about fire, if you can see, as her pineal gland or her third eye is almost highlighted. So perhaps around this full moon time for you, Virgo, you are very sensitive, like your intuition's on point. Perhaps you have some psychic abilities or something. Stop. Something, you know, that you're using your intuition. Perhaps it's like burning web, like a burning web, like you're burning this. Whatever is got you entangled, it's like you're finally setting it ablaze to untangle yourself. It's almost like you have to do that mentally in order for it to occur in the physical sense. Now, aces are all about opportunities, new beginnings. You know, aces is the beginning. So perhaps there are opportunities for new beginnings, or opportunities for a new thought, or this new action or passion. Perhaps it's something creative. Now, it's an opportunity. Like I always say, it's up to you, Virgo, to take this opportunity. You know, it's up to you to jump on this opportunity. So, around this full moon time, something that could help this, I hear aquamarine, the crystal aquamarine, meditation, perhaps sitting by a fire or doing some cleansing energy with fire, sage, something like that. That will help, Virgo. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you resonate. On to Libra. Libra, receive the Queen of Wands. Wow. Look at that. It's like you are holding this passion, this desire, this fire. Whatever this is, it's almost magical. It's like you lit all these candles and it's like almost like you manifested this. It feels like this light here in her hand feels like the same light here in the Ace of Wands. Almost like that. If you want to know more about that, you could check out Virgo's reading. So it's almost like she's holding this magic or this ball of light, this, whether it's an action, passion, like I always see these Euro cards, use your intuition. It almost looks like she has this flute, like she made this tune from her, like what she blew out. So it's almost like your words are very powerful. They create. So if you want to be happy in your creation, it's like we have to put off a good tune or, blow the right melody. Queens are like a person, and I see this black cat, and this is also about using your intuition. Like I said, Virgo has a very strong message for you. Something about bracelets on your left hand. Perhaps that'll help ground you. You know, the left, you're receiving, and the right, you're giving. So perhaps you need to receive some grounding or some kind of extra energy that will be lacking at this full moon time. Perhaps meditation will help, and definitely using your intuition. Take off your shoes and get this energy with your feet, the energy from the natural energy from the Earth's surface into our body that help ground us during this time. Libra. Alright, Scorpio. Okay, what's up, Scorpio? Scorpio, you received number 12, the Hanged Man. Now, this is all about, I see like your hands and feet are tied. Or it's almost like your feet's tied in your hand. Your one hand's holding it, but your other hand's free. It's like you're reaching for this, like giving and receiving rune, like the same even. You also have a bracelet on your left hand. All of these are connecting, so it would benefit to watch them all, because we have this light here. This is almost like her intuition or his intuition, or that thought, the same thought that was in Virgos and Leos. It's that same thing, you know. And it's almost like in order to receive this light, we have to almost like be upside down or turn upside down, turn the situation, look at the way you view things, or almost like review the way you view things. We're reviewing, like looking at a situation over again. Perhaps we're looking at it from a different perspective this time. The Hangmans are all about, you know, different perspective. The Hangman is also about sacrifice. So perhaps there's a sacrifice you have to make in order to be released from this, or in order to figure it out, something of this sort. Alright, Scorpio, it looks like we are going into the deep to figure this out. It's like we have to look at it from another perspective in order to see it for the truth. And I hear that's when you will find the truth, when you open your mind. Scorpio, open your mind. It's very important at this time, especially during this full moon. It's like you'll receive a lot of hidden messages that you're not going to be able to see unless you turn your view around. And Virgo and Libra will help. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius received the Empress in reverse. I hear, Sag, it is very important to get your beauty sleep around this full moon. It's very important to look at this full moon in your birth chart. Something with the earth and the full moon, how they align. Must look at that. There are definitely cycles here. Perhaps our right shoulder or our upper body is going to be tight around this time. Sleep will also help this. Yeah, this conjunction or opposition is going to really affect you. You know, the moon is in Sagittarius, so perhaps we are taking this knowledge about the collective or wisdom about the world itself, and we are seeing it from a different perspective. We're connecting our emotion to something. Perhaps there is delays in new beginnings because we are under the weather around this full moon. Perhaps we are extra tired, or like getting like sick or something. That's why I hear like rest is very important. There's something in the making, but it's like there has to be it's like cycles, like waiting for the moon to become full again. It's like we have to wait for these cycles. Alright, Sag. That's for you. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button if you resonate. On to Capricorn. Capricorn, receive the Queen of Cups. In reverse, it's almost like I surrender or something of that sort. With the Queen of Cups, Cups is all about relationships and feelings and emotions. And when we have the Queen, this is like an embodiment of the water element itself, like the most royal. Now, when she's in reverse, she is tipped off her throne. She is in a sea of her emotions. So perhaps this full moon is going to be a very emotional time for you. It feels like you're in over your head, almost like you are you're drowning in a sense. It's like she's under the water. Perhaps we are letting somebody get under our skin. I hear wearing a light blue crystal, almost like the one I have, or like an aquamarine, a light blue crystal. There's many of them, but I see it's a time to like be on your own and almost like go within. It's almost like we wanna reach for like spiritual help or reach for positive emotions. It reminds me of that thing, like he said, if you think one bad thought, you should spend the rest of your day thinking positive thoughts to make up. Like one negative thought or emotion is equal to like 10 positive thoughts or emotions. So keep that in mind, Capricorn. All right, on to Aquarius. Aquarius received the Four of Swords. So it seems as though for you guys, Aquarius, this full moon is a great period for you to get some rest. Okay, so like I was saying, fours are all about balance, and this is like, in order for balance, we need to rest. This Suit of Swords is all about mental and thoughts, and all of this, all air, the mind, intelligence, plans, ideas. Now, this four comes after the Three of Swords. Now, the Three of Swords is pain and hurt, and we are keening, almost screaming in agony because of the pain. Now, the Four of Swords is a healing of that heart pain, or this is a healing, a getting better, or you're rejuvenating. We are sleeping. The home rune, I see also the fourth house, so perhaps planets in your fourth house. Home is where your heart is, I hear. And it's almost like there's a string to your heart, and it's tied to one of these, it's actually tied to four of these pains, or four of these thoughts or negative things. Perhaps they're not negative, perhaps they're just things that hurt your heart, or for things that are heavy on your heart. But all four of these things are, it's like strung to your heart. So perhaps there's something pulling on your heartstring, and this is telling you to rest, to sleep it off, that with great pain comes great healing and great wisdom. After we rest, we wake up rejuvenated, and not only are we healed, but we are more experienced. We learned a very valuable lesson here. Aquarius, thank you. And don't forget to get some rest. Alright, Pisces, last but not least, and don't forget we have a little collective. Back to Pisces, receive the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So the horse of the Pentacles is the biggest, most strongest horse of all of the knights. It's the slowest, because it is the biggest, but it is the strongest. So it may not be the fastest, but it's the strongest. Now, knights bring something. Knights are part of the court cards, so they normally signify people, places, situations. Like I always say, these are your cards, so use your intuition when deciphering these messages. But with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, we have this, it's like you fell off your horse. It's like we got knocked off our horse, and the one pentacle that you had multiplied into many are now falling out or falling apart. Perhaps you're losing money, a job. You know, knights are a little bit more experienced than the page. It's already like something happened. Like we're already one step up. We already learned what we need to know. But it's like we didn't use that information, that we didn't use this knowledge or this wisdom for our forward destination or for our forward plans. It's like a great loss of some sort. The Knight of Pentacles is also like a warning of, like, you know, it's like your daily routine. What you do every day is like in a mix-up, or you're in a funk. Perhaps there's a delay or something. This is telling you that you need greater self-discipline or a new plan. Like this full moon is the bigger picture, right, in Sagittarius, with Gemini, the little details. So we are focusing on the bigger picture with little details. So this is like our everyday, what we do every day. And this is setting a schedule and having self-discipline to stick with these things and do one thing at a time until all of the tasks are complete. Perhaps you do have many things at once that need to be done and you feel overwhelmed, or perhaps you are trying too hard. Like this is like perfectionist energy, like when you're trying to be perfect, and it's like the more you do it, the better you become. So don't put so much pressure on yourself to be perfect, as long as you are being the best you that you can be. This is also, like I said, self-development and self-discipline, and having this control within you to make plans for the future, or, you know, for our money, you know, to be, perhaps we have to make discipline ourselves with our spending. Perhaps we're overspending or not spending enough. Something of this sort. Like I always say, when we have reversals, this can be an extreme of either length. the negative, positive, or both extremes of negative or positive. So Pisces, this could also be a time where you feel as though as you're stuck and like there's nowhere else to go or something like this. But like I think it was in the beginning of this reading, or was it the Sagittarius reading? There's always a way out. We were talking about the Bugs Bunny. Okay, it was this and that, the bug, the words versus letters. And it was, I'll tag it up there if I remember. And perhaps that is too, like you have all these things, like you can't think straight, you can't put your mind focused on one thing. So that's why too we have to make a schedule, like a daily routine list or something like that. Perhaps there needs to be a change in our daily routine. Alright, so the one I thought, if you picked Aquarius, you were right, was the Hermit, was Aquarius, because it was second to last. So I thought, oh, it's the collective. But it is the collective. So if you picked Aquarius, you were right. Thank you all so very much for joining me. Please check out the collective reading, part 1 and part 2 for your zodiac, sun, moon, and rising signs for this full moon in Sagittarius. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Mwah, love you.